What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and this is, I guess, part 2 or episode 2 of this vacation. We are in a town called Liliu, a province called Laguna, which is equivalent to what we call a county in America. There's a lot of flying stuff around here. And so we are, I guess this is what they call a subdivision, or what do we call it in America? Just like a group of houses that were not really built at the same time, but just it's a property owned by a person and people built houses on it. What is that called? Help me out here. Anyway, we are walking to the gates of this subdivision, and we are going to one of the main roads here. Many of the roads here are single lane each way, and the lanes mean nothing. So also the pedestrian is the lowest in the food chain, so to speak, when we're discussing just rules of commuting and road rules and everything. Popular types of transportation are motorcycles and jeeps and stuff, and right up over there in front, and seeing, this is where I wish everyone had EVs here, because it gets very loud, but that is a coliseum where they have cockfighting. So cockfighting here is legal, and it's very popular. It's one of the most common things that they gamble on, but there is an arena or a coliseum for cockfighting right in front of Abby's mom's place. So right here is one of the jeepneys. These are jeepneys that people use to pretty much commute everywhere here. They also have buses. And so what we're gonna do is we are going to be taking a tricycle. It's called a tricycle because it's 3 wheels. The cab portion has 1 wheel, and it is powered by a motorcycle, which is 2 wheels. That is why it's called a tricycle. And I don't know if you noticed in some of my videos, my Model Y, I called it tricycle. And then the Model X, I had it named, the previous Model X is the jeepney, like just a larger vehicle. So that's where a lot of that stuff comes from, is just modes of transportation here in the Philippines. So yes, we are in Liliu. We're gonna go up. We call it Ilaya, means up. And we're gonna go and surprise some of my family members. All right, we are in a tricycle, and I'm sitting behind the driver. Check that out. All right, I hope y'all could hear me, but it gets pretty loud over here. So we call it Ilaya because it's like an uphill. There's an incline on the street. Most of the streets here are one way, so you gotta always be watching out. And when I was mentioning that the pedestrian is the lowest in the food chain, actually animals are the lowest in the food chain on the roads of the streets. Yeah, they ain't gonna stop for you. They don't care. So that's a tricycle right there. But yeah, they're not gonna care for you. So you always gotta watch. You always gotta pay attention. Check this out right here. This is what they call an owner. I'm trying to do a little video on this. This is our version of the Cybertruck. Check that out. I'm just stay tuned. I'm gonna get somebody who owns one, an owner, and we're gonna talk more about it. It's a really, really special car. Very awesome, and it has some history too. All right, so we are walking up. I don't know if you could tell, but this street is up. It goes uphill. Now this area, this part of the town is called Maslun. Uh, and so it's barangay, meaning uh, I guess the direct translation maybe is like hood, not like in a bad way, but just it's what it is. But this house right here belonged to my grandma, my mom's mom, and she passed away, and my mom inherited it. But this is part of my upbringing is here, and you're gonna notice that a lot of houses are built straight up. This is 3 floors because land is expensive, so they build up. I don't know who's here. My nephews and nieces are probably watching it, or my cousin. All right, so as I mentioned, this is on my mom's side, Abby's side. So half my life when I was here, this is where I grew up, and the other half is on my dad's side, which you are also gonna see because we plan on going over there as well. But I'm not sure if you could tell, the roads, the street is uphill. That's why we call it Ilaya, to go up. Now each street is its own barangay, and each street here has like a favored saint. So there's times that they have like little gatherings and stuff to celebrate their patron saints, because the Philippines is majority Catholic. So, but yeah, see, there's tricycles, they got scooters or motorcycles. So this is downhill. You're not going to hear a lot of the tricycles with their engines on to conserve fuel. They put that sucker on neutral, and they just roll downhill. So you really got to be paying attention, especially when you're walking the other way, because you can barely hear anything. You can barely hear anything. So you always got to just walk all to the side, or they'll beep at you. So a lot of beeping and stuff. Now, all the way at the end is a church, and that part is Santiago. The aunt that I just met, so she has twin boys, my cousins. They have a basketball team here. They were championships when they were running. When we were all younger, they were championships. They were called the Santiago Lakers. That team is still around, but I don't know how well they are doing this time. But this is like probably in the 80s. But yeah, I'm breathing a little hard because there's a pretty good incline. But pretty much this entire street, probably a good quarter of it is all family. Unfortunately, I don't know many of them because I haven't been here in quite some time. But they do look at you if you're not familiar, and all you gotta say, you don't say your name here, you say your last name, or you're gonna say, oh, I'm so and so's kid, or I'm so and so's grandkid. That's how they'll know you. That's how they'll know you. They don't know you by name, they know you by your last name, because your name here is important. It's important. So yeah, but it's very interesting. So we're gonna probably approach an area where family lives again. All right, so we are at least the top of these streets, and these two houses right here next to the church to the right is family, also relatives, and they are locked up. I think they are not here. Oh, and this house right here is my aunt's. She, I don't think, lives here anymore because she doesn't want to be by herself. So, but we're gonna keep walking around and see what we can find. Down this corner right here is where my sister-in-law's family lives. Somewhere here, I don't remember exactly where, but she's here somewhere. So I'm just trying to remember where stuff are. The last time I was here was 3 years ago, and I know it's only been 3 years, but my memory does not serve me correctly from time to time. But as you can see here, lines of tricycles. This is one of their stops. So if you ever need to get a ride, you could just flag them down, or you go to one of these stops and this is how you write it. Now the fare, from what I understand, is 20 pesos. So $1 is equivalent currently to about 57 or 56 pesos. So just to divide it evenly, we'll just say 50 pesos is $1. So it's probably like, what is that, like 40 cents or 4 cents to use a tricycle. My math is a little off because my brain is trying to concentrate, trying not to get ran over. So I'm gonna be trying to remember where my other cousins live because everything looks all the same here. Okay, memory is failing me. I know it's one of these houses, but I don't remember which one. I'm striking out at the moment because many of my cousins are not where they're I usually could find them. So we'll just keep walking. Yeah, so a lot of the addresses here aren't really clearly marked, and the streets aren't really clearly marked as well. So if you're gonna be trying to get to places, a lot of times you just use landmarks. So if you want to get to a certain place, then you could just say, oh, so-and-so's house. Or if you want to go to the market, you just say the market name or whatever. And if you don't know exactly where it is, you just try to remember the closest landmark, and they know pretty much where it is. One cool thing here is everyone pretty much knows each other. So as I'm walking around, they're probably looking at me like I'm unfamiliar. But again, if I get stopped, I'll just gotta say it's like, oh, I'm so-and-so's kid. And they're like, oh, and we start talking and stuff. And they'll know. They pretty much will know the resume. It's pretty interesting. But if you just say your mom's name or your grandma's name or Abby's mom. So Abby's mom is known here because she's a doctor. She's a pediatrician. So when I take the tricycle back to the house, I just let them know, like, take me to the doctor's house. She's not the only doctor here, but pretty much if you're a professional, you're known. You're well known. If you're a professional, whether you're in the medical field or like an engineer, that's another big one. If you're an engineer here, everybody knows you. So now we are walking downhill. But yeah, so this is, I mean, you could walk here without a problem. It's not that big of a town, but there is plenty of houses. I don't know if you could tell from the structures. They are built like tall because, again, land is expensive. Kind of like San Francisco, I guess, or like major cities. They build up. They don't build wide. There's no one-story homes here. They're all multi-story homes. So all right, so I got stopped in the street. My cousin's wife recognized me, and I saw my cousin. I'm like, hey, what's up? All right, so I got people messaging me. Hold on. All right, so my uncle on my dad's side just but called. So you might be wondering, like, what form of communication I'm using. I actually have two phones. I've mentioned before. I have an iPhone and an Android phone. And usually my Android phone is connected with Google Fi, and Google Fi has international services as if I was local in terms of data anyway. So we use like Facebook Messenger or any of that other stuff, but not phone calls because at least for data coming from America, Google Fi I think is one of the better services to have, the more affordable services to have. So yeah, we're gonna keep walking around here. All right, I saw one of my cousins right here, Kuya Rolly, my cousin. I'm on his motorcycle, his scooter, and this is the guy one of the guys I was looking for. I couldn't remember his house, so he found me walking around, and now we are headed back to his place, going back up, Ilaya. So we're gonna go check out his place. And yeah. All right, so I'm here at my cousin's little restaurant. They got a little restaurant here. Ate Bon's. Come through if you're in Liliu. Got good stuff here. They were telling me that they got hit with the storm here too, so. But we're just hanging out. I'm gonna try to get a haircut, see if I can get a haircut real quick. And we're gonna get going. All right, we're gonna be seeing another cousin of mine, the twins. This is one of the twins' wife. They. All right, so word gets out fast here. As soon as I see one or two people, like everybody knows already. So the surprise is pretty much gone. I'm waiting for my cousin to take me to get a haircut. I got my barber here. I always come see him when I'm around. So we're gonna go check him out and try to get a quick fade real quick. And we got lots to do. And I am sweating. It's so humid here and there's no water at the house. So we're probably gonna go somewhere else to do our thing. But I'm gonna go try to get a haircut real quick, try to fit it in the schedule. And we're gonna get going. I'm just waiting for him. All right, I'm with my dude, Jason. He's my barber. Every time I'm here, this is the dude right here. If you're on Facebook, I'm gonna put his link. Follow him on Facebook. So I'm gonna get my haircut real quick and we're gonna get going. All right, I'm back at the house, got my hair cut, got my hair did, I'm all good. That's probably gonna do it for this video. We're gonna do a little bit of here, a little bit over there. So thank you for watching. If you got any questions, let me know. Hopefully you're finding these videos interesting. I'm like really stoked right now because a lot of my cousins are actually here. So probably sometime next week, we're gonna be hanging out. We're gonna do some more videos with them because I'm gonna be spending a couple of days on the other side of the family. I want you all to meet them as well. But yeah, so thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.